and I had the pleasure of sitting with Soumya and Akshat in the green room, if I can call it the green room. Um, and we were generally chatting with, I was generally chatting with both of them, trying to figure out that they're in a space which is so unique for an Indian content ecosystem, and they are both sitting poles apart when it comes to customer acquisition. And people who are not in this room, they're going to miss it because Soumya has cracked something which is like a code which has not been cracked by a lot of OTT players, and I'll get her to explain it to you guys. And it's awesome. Both me and Akshat are actually going to take some classes post this meeting from her, that how has she been able to get a customer acquisition cost which is 1/4 of the subscription cost. And that's the mystery that most advertisers have not been able to solve for donkeys of years. And she solved it, and we'll discuss that. While on the other side, we have Akshat. He's, he's, uh, he's kind of scaling up to an extent where he's the largest watched prime time TV channel for regional language, which is Bhojpuri, correct?
So yeah,
Yep.
Bhojpuri Cinema is a Bhojpuri TV channel. Dangal TV is like highest rated prime time general entertainment Hindi channel.
So, data sets which are not available to all of us, right? We've heard of these guys, we've heard of them, but we've never heard what they're delivering to this entire ecosystem, and hence this important conversation today. So I'll start off with Soumya and kind of pose some questions to her. We've, of course, done some rehearsals on it, but I'll still try and get some twist other than the rehearsal. So Soumya, to you, my first question is that when you look at your customer journey, right, or your customer acquisition journey, what are the three pegs that you think are the most important for you while you are acquiring the customer? Is it, I'll give you a lead. So is it a one-time cost of acquisition, or do you look at the overall value that the customer is driving? And I know you've told something to me which I would want the audience to understand. Please.
Hello, thank you everyone. Thank you, Nitin. And so it's a long story, but to cut it short, we are the only and the first Marathi OTT platform. That's an introduction, Planet Marathi. And we produce and we create exclusive content which is not available on television, so it's not the television audience. So first we have bifurcated over there that the audience is going to be completely different, which is not been reached by terms of television, print, or any other modes of entertainment. The audience is in India, overseas. There are almost 100 million audience of Marathi speaking people. So the customer acquisition, obviously it all depends on the kind of content that I am giving in, the kind of seamless experience that they have when it comes to tech, when it comes to a user-friendly journey. But the whole thing is they should be engaged over there, they should be retained over there, and there are different aspects of it. We create our own content, we have our own strategies wherein the customer can come first and have a kind of free content over there, go over, have a look, and then they can subscribe to the interesting web series or the content that they are going through. So the stages are not different. We want to obviously have the customer for a longer period of time. We have only a yearly subscription, so the churn is completely different. We do not have monthly or quarterly subscriptions. When it comes to the users, we have free content. They can have the taste of the free content, which includes kind of talk shows, non-fiction shows, reality shows, which are coming up right now. And there would be different integrations that we have done. We have also done kind of integrations with games and different companies. So the customer has to have different aspects to what he's looking in terms of entertainment. Whether it is BTS, which we call as behind the scenes when we shoot a series or a film, the kind of BTS also gives a kind of customer the high that he needs even before he watches a series or after he watches the series. So what is the story behind the series that has happened, how the shoot has happened. So that is also more interesting for him. So that is the way how we engage the audience and we retain them. And the subscription cost wherein gets validated over the period of time because he gets a taste of almost different genres and different varieties of content and not basically only the films or a web series. We also run different kind of shows, competitions in between. We had in between a short film festival wherein we said that, okay, you can bring in your short films and then we will be putting it on our platform so that they get the maximum audience, they get the reach, which they are not able to. There are so many, I mean, lakhs of short film makers, and they are the entrepreneurs, they are also amateurs, and they are professionals also. And this is one platform which helps them to come in and also
So,
highlight their
so I'll
content.
pose the same question to Akshat, and he has a different take on it. So, Akshat, I want to understand from you, when you acquire a consumer, what is that you are doing to make sure that he stays on your platform?
So, hi everyone, I'm Akshat. So, Dangal Play is a new OTT platform, and we have more than 10,000 hours of content from Dangal TV and Bhojpuri Cinema. So, according to me, three things that keeps consumer engagement is, first of all, sampling is very important, as she said. If they can't sample your content, it'll be tough decision, especially if they're from rural area. It'll be tough decision for them to pay or not, right? Second thing is like recommendation is very important. If you are a Bhojpuri audience, you should like see Bhojpuri homepage, or like if you are not a Bhojpuri audience and if you see Bhojpuri movies, then it gives a bad impression, right? So the recommendation plays a very important role. Third aspect would be like sending notifications and like WhatsApp messages, and just to keep them updated what's releasing and everything. If, like we are releasing a new movie every Saturday, so it's very important to let them know that it's coming out. Otherwise, yeah.
So, one of the interesting conversations I had was that, and I'll pose this as a question. So, Akshat, where is your majority of audience coming from?
So basically, we have a good 60 million subscriber base on YouTube across all our channels. So we are not spending money to get new audience. We are just converting our YouTube audience to Dangal Play by like uploading half movie. We uploaded half movie on YouTube and said like please watch the full thing on Dangal Play, or like even episodes. So we upload like 5-10 episodes of daily soap on YouTube. Then say to watch 11th episode, please go on Dangal Play. So once they're hooked on, they'll have to download the app, and that's where we are getting most of our users from, organic.
In terms of geography?
In terms of geography, it's mostly HSM belt, UP, Bihar, MP, Chhattisgarh. These states are our major states. So it's HSM
Is
market.
it like, I'm sure they're not metros, right? They are,
Yeah, all rural, tier 3, tier 4 cities. It's actually very tough to get tier 1, tier 2 audience for us right
and on the
now.
other side, we have Soumya in Marathi. Where is your audience coming from?
Tier 1.
So,
So
similar
tier,
content, same kind of content, but very different audience sets. And both of them want to play on the other side. So, Dangal TV wants more metro audience,
Yeah, we
and
want more.
we
Swami
want the
wants more
rural.
rural audience. So that's the dichotomy that I kind of understood. In terms of your media mix, right, and part of the discussion today was what kind of media are you currently using? And I would love to hear from you and then from
Sure.
Akshat. So over to you.
So, as he said, we are mostly available in tier 1 with the audiences over there. Like around 60 to 70% is from tier 1. Tier 2 we have also cracked. So, the basic audience is from Mumbai, Pune, Nagpur, Kolhapur, Nasik, and then overseas. Okay. Now, if you want to get into the rural market, which is the 70% of the population of Marathi speaking audience, we have to crack in something different. Okay. This audience catching up or kind of acquisition will be having different strategies as we go ahead with it, because we have over the period of 1.5 years tried to crack in different strategies in terms of content, in terms of putting the content live and how are we going to put it. So like when we launch a series, it's never a binge watch. We never put the series together. We break it into episodes. It's like 2 episodes or 1 episode per week, and every Friday we launch that. And might be there are people who come over there, "Hey, you should be putting everything because we want to binge watch it." But then the thing is, we have customers. Sorry. So we have the user engagement coming in every week, which completely goes as a boom. And then we know that on Friday, if you are putting up the content, Saturday, Sunday are the catching up. And then the whole week we can put up with the coming up series, okay, the coming up episode. And that is how we catch the audience, we catch the retention.
The question was on what media channels are
I'm
you
just
using?
going over there. So then over we come to know that, okay, we are coming from, the audience is coming from tier 1, now we have to go to the tier 2 and tier 3. So the media mix that we have is of the social media platforms that we run in, the kind of Facebook, then your YouTube, and the app installs come over from there. We also have affiliates. We also have small kind of affiliates which work with a games platform. We have entrepreneurs in small cities who start with startup businesses, and they have come up with a kind of coupon codes. They have come up with a kind of sale for a certain product, and then we include our subscription in it. So there are innovative ways when we are doing it, but it all depends on the kind of content that we put. So if it is a series, there's a different kind of media mix. If it is a film, there's a different kind of media mix. For films, we go for OH, then print, then television, putting out L bands. That helps us a lot if it is a political series. If it is a romantic series, then there's the story is completely different. Okay, so then the media mix changes. Then the app installs goes to YouTube, then Facebook, and Instagram. Because the audience on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter are completely different. So you cannot like bifurcate and put everything in one bucket and say social media marketing. It cannot happen like that. The audience is completely different. So these are the 2-3 things that we majorly do. But we also know that if we run an app install, for instance, for 15,000 installs, and if we run it for a week, we actually get an app install of 1 lakh.
Wow.
So we know that, okay, once you're targeting and touching this point over there, there are different ripples being created over there. So this is one of the marketing. Then we also do tie-ups with digital platforms, which are Rajeshri Marathi, then Lokmat. And then we have those audiences, because Lokmat has a platform called Sakhi Manch, wherein we have the almost 1 lakh to 2 lakh members, women members. So we launched, recently got a film which got national award, which is based on a women-based topic. It's called Goshtay Ka Paitanichi. So we tried to rope in the Sakhi Manch out of it, because therein we will be getting the women audience. Okay. So these are the different types of media mix that we use. It ranges from OH, it ranges from print, television, even having OTT, different OTTs platform for that. Yeah. We also have Geo ads as our programmatic ads runner. Then obviously we work in with different televisions. We also have packages like with Tata Play Binge. We are working with Xiaomi TV. We are working with Dish TV. So the audience is completely different, and the reach and the media mix depends on who
What you're
is running what and what is our content.
Yeah, and for the audience, and I like Akshat to kind of tell you how completely opposite is the entire ecosystem that he's running. So,
Yeah, so
Akshat, over to you.
basically to get new users, we don't do marketing as such. We do organic marketing just to get new users, right? Because we already have established reach on YouTube and other platforms. But once they're on the app and they don't pay, we run retargeting ads mostly through Facebook, mostly through Meta, because our audience is mostly active on Meta than on YouTube. I get like higher engagement rate and like higher conversions from Meta than Google. So that's and yeah. So our marketing mix is mostly on Meta and Google. 65% goes on Meta, and yeah, we do retargeting. It depends. So if a user goes till the payment page but doesn't buy, we offer them some sort of discount when they click on back button, or things like that.
So, two similar platforms, two similar kind of audiences they're looking at, but completely different approach to the marketing media mix, right? And that was what was interesting. And one of the things that I was talking and trying to figure out, while we think that entertainment also should have a lot of influencers playing a very huge role, but I got to hear a very different story, and I want that story to be told. So, over to you.
So we have influencer marketing. We do paid influencer marketing as well, and we also have a free influencer marketing. As we manage the talents from Marathi industry, and we have a talent management company, so we have the prime time influencers that you can see, the main people from the influencer industry and the entertainment industry. Also, we have influencers which are local and region based. Like we have 2-3 platforms which are based or more popular in Konkan area. There are 2, 3 platforms which are more specifically known in YouTube, a kind of, there's called Madhura's Recipe, there's one called Kokan Kanya. So there are different kind of audiences to it. If you go to the YouTube and go to that recipe channel, you know that there are women audiences going over to there. So we use all this influencer marketing with a different kind of range, with paid, unpaid, barter. We also give them a kind of series. So like they know that, okay, for the next 6 months, they are going to get work out of it. Also, we do barter marketing for influencers. We call the influencers for premieres because we also do theatrical releases. So we call them for premieres. We use them and we make them meet with the main actors. We also call them for different parties, for the launches and all. We call them in the office. They have this reels and all done with the celebrities. So that also enhances and kind of does a kind of collaboration for their social media things.
And like for us, influencer marketing is mostly organic because we have like 9 TV shows on daily basis, right? Which covers 50 actors with good following and releasing a Bhojpuri movie every week. So that makes us in good terms with a lot of actors who have like good followers and also. So we ask them to upload on social media and like, make reels kind of things. So that's why we don't spend much on influencer marketing. We are working with a lot of actors, so they kind of help us to reach out to new people and all.
Yeah, that was quite insightful because for me, I thought you guys would be hungry for more influencers. I think you should run an influencer marketing company on your own
Yeah,
because you
actually.
you have the right audiences, right influencers sitting within your own
Correct,
ecosystem.
correct, correct, correct.
So one of the other interesting aspects for the entire user journey, I think both of you deploy a different strategy for user journey when you get users to click on
Yeah,
your ad ecosystem
yeah.
or your advertising space. You run a completely different journeys. So Akshat, this time first from your.
Sure, sure. So basically, what to get my CAC down, I redirect users to the website, and I've seen like people who click on the content, 70% of them actually download the app, and website is much cheaper. Like if I get them to the app, it's much more expensive than to get them to website. So like just to get my CAC down, I get them to website, and then they come to the app, they register, and then generally like they click on a piece of content, they get some sampling, say like 5 minutes free or something, and then ask for money. So actually some of them go still payment page, and wherever users drop off, we have a different strategy for them to get them back till at least payment page and then make the payment.
So we do just the opposite. We do not. when when it comes to redirecting to the website, I am like, okay, so people are not coming on app. This cannot be done. People should be coming on app because the overall thing is they have to download the app and they have to subscribe. Running or bringing them on website is the easiest way for us. That is like, agar kuch nahi ho sakta, to please bring them on website. That is what we do. So usually when we launch with a TVOD movie, which is called a rental movie, like rent a movie for 2 days or 3 days, we use that for website because people usually will watch it on laptop or screen or Android TV or something. Also, when it comes to like how are you going to go through the customers and the audience, there is another thing which I have not revealed as of now. So we have different partnerships. We have partnership with Tata Play, we have partnership with Dish TV, we have partnership with Xiaomi TV, we are going ahead with Fast TV, with Cloud TV. So these are the different audiences that you cannot tap in one go through your app install campaign. If you're doing app install campaign, it will be on YouTube, it will be on Facebook, or might be on some other channel. But the audience is completely different. There might be some kind of overlapping or an intersection, but it's completely different. So what happens is if I am have a contract with Tata Play, or if I am having a contract with Dish TV or something, I know what is the user behavior and what is the user that is coming through Tata Play, that I get the statistics out of it, right? So I may be having a contract with them for 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, but the user has already started watching my content, okay? And they would be finding it interesting and they would be coming back to me, and that's a long-term plan, not used to be now. But we know that we have tapped a different market. So this is for the audiences which we cannot reach, okay? There is one more thing, like the audiences which is 10% which stays overseas. We have tied up with BMM, which is called the Bruhan Mumbai Maharashtra Mandal. There are almost 70 Bruhan Mumbai Maharashtra Mandals in US, UK and everywhere. And we go over there, we have affiliation with them, we run or do a premiere of the series over there, and there are like almost conventions wherein 3,000 to 5,000 people come and attend the session. So that is one way of partnering and bringing it people over there. So there are different aspects how you are running. Sometimes it is if you are in a hurry to convert your customer, there is a different approach. If you already have your customer base, you want to convert it to your subscriber, that is a different journey and different approach. And if you are completely new to the market, you do not have any kind of base, you do not have any kind of database, then your strategy would be completely different. You should be having, now if we are talking about an exclusive content and that is our main highlight, then we should be more focusing on the content that we are creating. And that will take time because it's not about the acquisition of content which is readily available. We are creating something different which is not on television, it is not anywhere else. So the niche market will take time to create, but then the roadmap is too long. And then we are trying to achieve it.
No, so fantastic, and these were insights for me as well. And when we go and talk to OTT platforms or try and make media campaigns for them and try and think what we are thinking is right. Actually, you guys have cracked the code in terms of figuring out that there is enough and more that you can tap into without spending any money and get performance out of it. And that's the question that I kind of want to pose at the end of our session or conversation, is that when it comes to performance marketing, right, and you are already getting a lot of eyeballs from your media channels, which is either paid or organic or influencer or organic influencer. Uh, when it comes to spending money on affiliate channels which are performance driven or which are trying to drive more value for money for you, is there a magic percentage, if I were to kind of put you in a tough spot, saying that if your subscription costs X, what do you think should be your acquisition cost? Because you're doing one subscription in 1 year, right? It's a year-long subscription.
Right, right.
And what would you want to tell the audience over here who's running performance marketing campaigns for a living? Would you be interested in them coming back to you? All right, don't give me a percentage. I'll not put you in that spot. All right. Uh, would you be okay if these people, in this entire ecosystem come back to you and say, okay, we want to run performance marketing campaigns? Do you think you would have a restriction at the back of your head in terms of budgets, or over to you?
It's not a tough question, but it's a lengthy answer. So the thing is, over 1.5 years when we have launched, we launched in 2021. The first 6 months were basically for branding, promotion, and then bringing out the audience over there, right? So the marketing spends, the marketing strategy, everything was completely different. Might be we started with something new and we are not aware of what the ocean where we are going to land on, or sail or swim or like sink. So that's a completely new thing. So you try up with almost everything, and I tried up with almost many agencies, the kind of proposals that they have come up with, programmatic, performance, app installs, combination of everything. So I have seen, done. After that 1 year, we have seen what is working and what is not working. It might be different for everyone. It might be different for every app, but you have to understand the pulse of your business. You have to understand the pulse of your customer, who is going to be retained and how are you going to bring it over there. Where your audience is lying is the first question. What is the kind of content that you are creating? That content is being consumed by tier 1, tier 2 or tier 3. If the content can be consumed by tier 2 and tier 3, what is the kind of approach that you are going to do? So we had recently done one campaign which was done by Mr. Pradeep Lokhande, who is known for a lot of things in sales. He is known to be a postcard man. He had written 5 lakh postcards to almost all the villages and people of Maharashtra, and people had replied him back. So he has that database. From Z to almost every marketing company uses him. So we had used him for a film wherein we said that, okay, you send out the postcards to people saying that, okay, this is the launch of a movie in your village, in your town. Please go and watch, you will be winning some kind of hamper. So there are innovative strategies which are to be done. What I feel is affiliate marketing is the best way out, because in that way it's not only our business but the other business also which gets to grow. So it's a mutual growth. and it creates a good ecosystem, even though it's a kind of competition, but there won't be any competition between the affiliates. Okay, the affiliates can be anybody. The affiliates can be a you can say a housewife starting a kind of business in a society, and she reaches to a level after 1 year she has started a sari business. You never know what her clients are and what that clients could be, and that customer acquisition cost would be very less for me rather than spending on the kind of digital marketing plan that I have got. So there has to be a value for money when the digital marketing companies or the performance marketing plans come to us. We are ready, we are open for everything which is value for money and which will be giving a kind of growth to the other company and the other markets also. When it comes to customer acquisition cost, we started from 250 rupees to 300, which was the earlier one when we launched. And today we stand even at 30 rupees and 40 rupees. That is our customer acquisition cost. Why? Because if I am launching a series and I know, so there was one series which was called Me Punha Yein, which is in Marathi, the meaning is I'll be coming back. And that dialogue was, it was a coincidence. That dialogue was said by the earlier CM, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis in the parliament. Okay. Coincidentally, the title was also this. We had to take permission from him that, okay, this is not something a pun or any kind of talking about you and all. But coincidentally, what happened is when we launched that show, the show and the reality of Maharashtra politics was completely same. Maharashtra politics had completely changed. The politician had gone, and then there were like 30, 40 politicians who exited the party. And the same story was in the series. Okay. So what we did was, when that political situation was going on in Maharashtra, we started with the L-band campaign on ABP Maza and TV9. So whenever that was coming up, that Me Punai or something like that, people started coming back on the app and watching it. So it became a kind of thing that, okay, this is situational. You have to change it. Okay. So the programmatic people, the digital marketing people should be coming up with plans which are not customized or the contemporary one. It should be customized for every different apps. And you should be knowing what is the kind of app, what is the kind of audience, and what is the kind of plan that you are going to come up with. You cannot have the same plan for everyone. It
Akshat.
cannot fit in.
So for us, we still have like a lot of network assets that are untapped for marketing for Dangal Play, because like we have just monetized our social media. Till now we are already on 5 million monthly active users. Currently, like from 2 weeks ago, we started in-film branding, like where like, because it's our own original film and we are there till from script level, right? So we like keep Dangal Play on the script as well for in the movies and TV shows. In TV shows, we keep as backdrop of Dangal Play or like someone's watching. So that way, we just started right now. Another thing that we are not doing is like we are not running ads on our own TV channel, because just waiting for international launch to happen. Then we'll start running ads on our own TV channel like Aston Bands and everything. That'll give us a huge reach. After that, we'll consider some performance marketing agencies types. And like if anyone has a innovative idea or something, yeah, sure, like why not?
This is a call for all affiliate, whoever are sitting here. If you want
I
to
think
reach
there
out.
should be a kind of revenue share when it comes to performance marketing, and not
Absolutely.
an upfront
Will
fees
you be
over there.
willing? So let me put this. Will you be willing to give a lifetime value share for any acquisition that a affiliate does for you?
Why should it be lifetime?
Why should it be one time?
Because it can be validated for a certain kind of term.
See,
It can be 2 to 3 years.
I'll give you a very interesting industry which kind of gives lifetime. Huh?
Yeah.
Not lifetime, all right, theoretically lifetime. Um, Gaming industry, the casino industry. You get them a user, he deposits once, you will get your fair share of commission for the deposit. And if the next deposit comes after 10 days or 20 days or 30 days, for the next year, they will keep on giving you that money.
So
Your share.
casino industry is going to stay over there because it is physical. Tomorrow when the casino comes in metaverse, this is not going to work.
It's there in digital.
So this is going to change. See,
no, it's
if-
not. Actually, they're making more money
See,
out
if
of
the
that.
same company creates it in metaverse, it's completely different. If there are different companies coming up with metaverse, then
No, not
it is
metaverse.
going.
I'm saying online gaming. They do
See, it
that.
all depends on the proposition and the kind of performance that happens. Okay,
So
this is a risk when it
so
comes to.
you're fine if somebody was to come back to you with a performance marketing
Yeah,
proposal,
if
which
the
is a
person,
revenue share model.
when people are coming up and delivering what they are promising, then it makes sense in doing
Perfect.
partnerships.
Akshat?
I mean, revenue share model is fine, but if they are making some profit out of marketing, right? Like it's tough to get like CAC lower than your ARPU, and every agency just comes to you and promise her, हम लोग करके दे देंगे, but it's actually very tough. So if they can crack, yeah, sure, why not?
All right. I think I had these many questions, and thank you very much for your time. If anybody has any questions, both of them are here to answer.
Sure.
Arvind.
Thank you. So I think this question is more from a, I think the whole topic was around acquisition and you spend a lot of time talking about acquisition. And probably I was curious and I'm sure a lot of people might be, but there are certain changes that have come on to the digital framework that have come in place now, right? Regarding how do you manage the PI data. So I think there's a journey when people come onto the platform and before they go on and subscribe, there may be a model wherein you're right now only using advertising as a model to monetize that audiences, and then maybe you move on to subscription. I'm assuming that that's true, right? You may be monetizing on both these models.
Yeah.
So during this entire period, till the time a customer becomes a subscriber and he gives you the data, is there something that the OTT industry needs to do about customer privacy and the messages you send them back on WhatsApp and other areas? Is that something that becomes a challenge now after the policy on your acquisition journey? Or is that something, if somebody's on your YouTube channel already, do you have that permission by default?
So on YouTube, we don't get the personal user data at all. We just get the numbers on YouTube, like just the numbers. We don't get IP address or phone or anything. On OTT also, because like there are so many regulations these days, Apple doesn't share anything with us, or even Android has a lot of restrictions. Even people are getting smarter that way, like what permissions to give, what permissions not to give. So we just capture phone numbers. We don't even have like their names or IP addresses or anything. So it's actually tough to reach them out just based on their phone number. So yeah, there has been some marketing. It's been difficult since.
For me, I think because we do not bring the audience from YouTube and we do not have the base as he has for Dangal TV. What we do is we basically try to see whether we want an user first or we directly want the subscribers first. So when we run a campaign, it's a CTA that works out for us. The CTA, if it's saying that coming up, it will be users who are coming in first. If we say watch now, then the effect is completely different. Then it would be the subscribers who are coming in over there. So that can be managed when we are doing the in-app or the push notifications or the email notifications, wherein we already have the database of the people who are on the app. So they have already installed, they are already users to us and they are just going to subscribe to it or not subscribe to it. So they have already agreed to install the app and they are also already watching the free content. That's one aspect of it. There are users who would be like on YouTube or somewhere else wherein we run the app install campaign first. And when the app install campaign happens and people are coming over there, obviously they have that taste of content and then they see whether they want to go ahead with it or not. People have become smart, they know they can use DND, they can use any kind of ad blocker, they can use any kind of things wherein they can spam the email also. So we take precautions wherein we do not barge in with the email notifications. Email notifications are very rarely used when we do any kind of marketing things. In-app notifications is something which we try that we use the maximum because Netflix also barges you with everything. I mean, every hour you get something on Netflix.
So retargeting becomes a large part of your marketing strategy, or is it something that...
Retargeting is you can say a kind of routine of ours. That is, ये करना ही है, ठीक है? And how much percentage depends on it. Ki there is something which might have been missed off by our users. If there's a movie which has not been watched as it should have been watched, might be people are not aware of it. So please retarget, please make them aware. So we never try to retarget as retarget. We do not feel our customers as somebody as kind of clients to us. We feel like, okay, you must have missed this content. Please watch this. Because we are also creators, we are also filmmakers. So we have that essence and this
Yeah, one of the most
aesthetic.
interesting aspects that I saw with both, they are actually funding production.
Yeah.
They actually outsource a lot of production of content, which is unlike syndicated content. They're actually
Yeah. We create
producing. They are
originals.
actual creators of content, and that's what makes them so special and different from other OTT platforms that are out there. Unique content, unique language, unique smaller niche segment of audience. To answer your question, Arvind, though, I think the biggest challenge that is going to be happening is on consent. I was having a conversation with a lot of advertisers in the last 3 months. They are all talking about DPDP and the DCA, digital consent, platform that is going to get launched. So it's going to be it's going to be nightmare for some, but it's going to be a walk in the park for a lot.
Actually, that's the reason our international launch is also stuck because of European
GDPR.
GDPR. Yeah, so if you, we don't want any fine or anything, so making sure that yeah GDPR compliant and all the other compliances and everything.
I think companies who have a consent ecosystem with DCA are going to be the ultimate rulers of digital marketing. And I think that's the duopoly sitting out there, which they control almost everything. So thanks for that question, Arvind.
Thank you. Yeah.
Any more questions? Thank you very much and pleasure talking to you today. Thank you,
Thank you,
Soumya.
guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much to all the speakers. I'm sure it was an engaging conversation. I would like to thank all the speakers and the audience for your presence, requesting you to please stand for a group photograph. Moving on to our next session for the day.